How's it going?
Hey, Brady.
How are you?
Let's just talk about expectations for this season, and pretty high. How are you guys handling?
Yeah, I think we're handling it, just how we need to. I think it's obvious expectations from, outside our building are much higher than they've ever been, at least since I've been a part of Mizzou. Inside the building, our standards have raised as well. I think everyone's holding each other to a higher standard right now. We know what needs to be done, but ultimately, we can't let that pressure creep on us. You got to go prove it week to week. You got to win ball games. I think it's that simple.
Brady, what's the biggest difference for you entering year number 3 as a starter after last year kind of winning a battle?
Yeah, I think confidence, right? I've played a lot of football now at this point in my career. I'm not clawing for a starting position this year going into camp. I think chemistry-wise with the offense, with the receivers, with the line, with the new running backs we got in, I think that's right where it needs to be. And I think experience and confidence is going to take me quite a way this year.
What about those new running backs in Nate and Carroll? What have they brought to the offense, and how has it been adjusting to playing with them?
Yeah, it's been fun. They both got here in January, so we've had some time to get to know each other, see them play in spring ball. I think Nate Noel has really stood out as being, that lightning fast, speed. His hands have really stuck out. And I think he can play a big role in the passing game. So Nate's been awesome. Marcus has too. Marcus is a bigger back, which could complement really well. He runs it really well, strides it really well. I'm excited about both of them.
Hey Brady, your old position coach calling plays in Kentucky this year, Bush Hamden. What was it like working with him, and how did he help your development as a quarterback, and what is Kentucky getting from Coach Hamden?
Man, Bush is the man. Bush is the man. Coach Hamden taught me so much. He was my quarterback coach for a while. He coached receivers at Mizzou, but he made a huge impact on our program, huge impact on me. We still stay in touch all the time. He's always texting me and drink. Salt of the earth person, salt of the earth coach. And, I'm excited about his new role at Kentucky. I think he's gonna do great. I think Kentucky got a good one.
Going off that, how was your offense able to take off when he started calling plays at the end of the 22 season? It kind of led to some momentum with Beard going into 23.
Yeah, I think, we've talked about those, that 3-game stretch at the end there. We did some cool things. I think it was the Tennessee game, New Mexico State, Arkansas. I think we both had a nothing to lose mindset. Coming towards the end of that year, I had nothing to lose. It wasn't my best year. We were clawing and fighting for a bowl game. So we both said, whatever happens. Let's go do this thing. Leave it all out there. And I think just playing loose, him calling plays how he did, and, we made some things shake.
Brady, I want to ask you about another SEC quarterback, Jalen Milroe. What do you think about his game and who he is?
Yeah, I was able to talk with him at Manning down in Louisiana. First of all, unbelievable person. You can just tell talking to him immediately. Such a cool personality. He's always smiling, vibrant, just the way he interacts with people. He's not too big for anyone, not too cool for anyone. So I really appreciate his character. And then just watching him play, obviously he's an unbelievable athlete. He could win a game alone with his legs. I think his arm strength is one of his biggest things. He can rip it. He can make any throw on the field, and he's a great guy. So.
What were your impressions of Quinn and Arch, Brady?
Yeah, I think Quinn is an unbelievable passer. The ball lifts off his hand. It's super smooth, and Quinn's an awesome guy. I was excited to bond with him again year 2 down at Manning. Arch is awesome too. I was able to room with him down at Manning. He's awesome. I can tell he's in the right spot. His game is in a great spot. He was spinning it down there. I think this is his first year throwing it with us at Manning. And, he fit right in. He was spinning it. He was loving it, hanging out with all of us. So both of those guys are really cool.
Did you get to spend much time with Jackson Arnold at the Manning camp?
Yeah.
What were your impressions of him?
Yeah, I did. Like I said, these guys down at the Manning, it was so cool, man. 35, 40 of college football quarterbacks all together for 3 days, getting to spend time with all these people. Jackson was great. We sat together in the team meetings a few times, and just talking to him. It's going to be a big game this year. You excited? How you feeling? And just talking about those common opponents with these guys, it was a lot of fun.
Speaking of that, what are your thoughts on renewing the rivalry with Oklahoma?
I think it's awesome. I think, I grew up watching Mizzou versus Oklahoma. I've always been a Mizzou fan. I remember, I think it was 2011. Maybe I'm wrong.
That was the last one.
College game day in Columbia. We beat them. I think they were 1 overall. Fans rushed the field. So, that's an early memory for me of Mizzou football. That's part of the reason why I came here. Those memories are sticking with me. I think about them, and they're finally coming back to Faroe. It's going to be a fun game.
I guess interact with the playoff. You would have been in playoff last year if it was 12 teams. How has the expansion kind of changed the equation for a team like Mizzou, and have the players talked about what that means this year?
Yeah, it's obvious the opportunity just kind of grew, right? There's a bigger opportunity for more teams now to make the playoff, fight for that spot, fight for the battles. Now 4, it's 12 now, so I think the opportunity grows. I think the excitement around it, just the energy around it, grows with it. I think we have the team to do it. We just have to go out and prove it.
What does Caden Green brought this offense?
He's a big piece to the pie. He came in January and immediately fit in. Mesh. We start spring ball early. And, first practice, he's out there, getting the call. He doesn't look confused, immediately knows his assignment. And, he's just fitting in. He had a relationship with Armand Membu already. They knew each other from high school, so that helped, being in that room and just his comfortability. So Caden's huge. He's fitting in great. He's going to be a big piece to it.
Brady, how do you guys look at the schedule? Some people are saying it's a favorable schedule. Others say, you lose the wrong game, it could cause problems. So how are you guys viewing it going into the season?
Yeah, the coaches have been stressing this. Coach Rinkovich has been stressing this, is 1 week at a time. We don't get past Murray State. Buffalo doesn't quite mean as much week 2. We don't take care of business early on. The Oklahoma game doesn't look quite as good, right? So it's week by week. We started off with Murray State. That's our goal. Right now it's camp, prepare, train, work our butts off, and then go beat Murray State.
What do you see on the defensive side of the ball? You've lost three secondary players to the NFL. How have you seen them replace those guys?
Yeah, I think I've seen guys step up. I think Johnny Walker Jr. is a big leader in that room. Zion Young, Darius Smith have really stood out to me pass rush wise. Our 2 transfers there. The linebacker room has some vets. Chuck Hicks, Tristan Newsome, Khalil Jacobs just got in the portal. That room has some experience. Secondary wise, I think we're in a good spot. I think Trevez Johnson's going to be awesome this year. Joe Charleston, experience, been in the program for a while. Cornerbacks, we got Toriano Pride. He's a dog. I saw it in spring ball. I could see the way he played. So, we have guys on that side of the ball. I know we lost some production, lost some of our leaders on that side, but I'm confident in those guys. They're always, we're collaborating, we're talking, there's leaders on that side, so death row defense isn't going anywhere.
Did you get to interact with Connor Wegman at all at the Manning Passing Academy? What was your impressions and what he's capable of if he can stay healthy this year? Yeah, we did interact a little bit. He's a great dude, man, and we obviously threw it a few times. We worked out, I think, 3 times out on the field, and just kind of watching his game, I think he throws it really well. I'm excited to play him down in College Station. You guys got to you played A&M in 21, but you didn't play in the game. It looked like. What do you remember about that game? And just where's your program come since that game?
Yeah, that was not a good game for the Tigers. That was a home game versus Texas A&M. I remember. And from what I remember, it was over from the start. And there's a few guys on the team, including me, that were a part of that game. That now we get a chance to go back down at their place and change the narrative on that. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't played at Texas A&M yet, and I've heard a lot of things. Obviously, great environment, big stadium, rowdy fans. So I'm looking forward to it.
Let me ask you about having Luther as a weapon. What's it like playing with him and his skill set?
Yeah, you guys know Luther. He can do it all. He's kind of like Debo, right? He can do anything. Send him in motion, send him deep. Put him in the backfield, run counter with him. It doesn't matter, right? The ball in his hands. He's a football player. I think I could throw a screen for him for 70. He could go catch a post for 70. Either one. So he's a playmaker. He's every quarterback's dream, and he's a good dude too.
Is he the best receiver in the SEC?
Yeah.
Brady, from what you've seen from Connor,
Do you think he's capable of being an elite quarterback, not just in the SEC, but in college football this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think every single quarterback down at Manning has that opportunity. Every single one of them, Connor included. I think he spun the ball great. He showed what he's good at, and I've seen his tape. He's a heck of a player.
Before you guys kind of broke out last year, you had been just kind of a 500 program in your time there. What was some of the stuff that you saw in the first couple of years that made you think things were going to where you could have a breakout like the team did?
Yeah, I think, the first 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, there were some hard times, right? 500 years, not a lot of hope, not a lot of belief around the program. But I think just some of those key leaders staying and sticking it out year to year, Darius Robinson, Cody Schrader coming in, a lot of those guys, like they played a huge role in last season, and being a part of those down years, it turned our team into a gritty team, a team that's faced adversity, that can take anything, can take hits, get back up, and I think it played a big role in our success last year.
Brady, what were some of the things you learned about Arch really with him?
Just getting to know him, right? So that was the first time we really met and talked. He's a great dude. I loved talking ball with him. I think it's really cool the relationship him and Quinn have, which was also cool because, Drew Pine was also down at the Manning camp. So we were kind of the two duos, right? Mizzou, Texas. And just seeing how they've collaborated and how they've worked together and trained together and in-season prep, asking him different things. So, it's really cool. I think Arch is in a great spot. I enjoyed hanging out with him, and he spun it great too.
Brady, you had mentioned some of the fires that you personally and also the team went through before last year's breakout. What was your mindset in terms of staying at Mizzou and kind of working through that versus, some other guys might have gone to the transfer portal and considered a change?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been my dream to play at Mizzou, have success at Mizzou as the quarterback. And after 2022, that still was not the case, right? I didn't feel that. I had accomplished everything I wanted to at Mizzou. I knew I needed to stick it out. I could just feel it in my gut. And it paid off. I mean, last year was awesome. Some of the coolest memories of my lifetime last year. But it's 2024 now, brand new opportunity. We got to go out and prove it. No one's going to be talking about the Cotton Bowl anymore versus Ohio State. They're going to be talking about Murray State, Buffalo, Boston College, Vandy, and then from there, every single week we got to go out and prove it. We got to win some ball games.
Were there times, like, just from afar with the fan base, like, looking into your situation where it felt like everybody wanted to replace you? And if so, like, what was that like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I say tough times. We were a 500 team my first year starting in 2022. No one wanted me out there. No one wanted me to run out and be announced as a starting quarterback, at least in Missouri. That's what it felt like, right? Whether it's the loud majority or not, as a quarterback, that's just part of the job. Good or bad, you're always going to get something, whether it's social media, the news, the fans. That's just a part of the job. So at that point in my career, yeah, I felt that for sure. It was tough. All I wanted was Mizzou to embrace me as the quarterback. That was my dream, right? So it was hard, but it definitely helped. Looking back, I'm glad I went through it, because last year was even sweeter.
What did it mean to you to Coach Drinkwitz advocate for you after that Kansas State game?
Oh, it was awesome. What he said and just the respect I gained for him right then and there, like immediately, I was like, wow, like this coach has my back. Like, I think that kind of turned the table on our relationship. Like from there, like we were in it together. Like we were going to go do something special last year. I knew he had my back, right? That gave me confidence, and I appreciated the heck out of it.
What clicked last year? I'm just curious, like for you specifically.
Yeah, I think I just finally got that confidence. I think the turning point was K-State. That first offensive series when we scored, I threw a touchdown to Luther in the end zone. That was kind of the turning point. And from there, I gained confidence. Everybody around me was playing really well. We had an unbelievable running back in Cody Schrader. The guys up front, the five up front, were dominating the receiver room. We've talked about it. So, I had great people around me, and just my confidence kind of changed.
How does that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
No, please go.
Brady, early release for the new video game. Have you got to play it first time?
I did. So I played versus Luther Sunday at his place. It was It was good. It was good.
Are you happy with the 88 overall?
You know, I am. Like, I didn't have like crazy high expectations for like my rating, right? Like, I wasn't expecting to be a 95 or a 96. Save that for Luther. I just wanted to be 85 or above, and I would be happy. And I turned out at 88. So
I talked to
all
Bud Sasser about it, about being in the last game, and he was talking about the coolest moment was kind of him and fellow receivers being in the same household, watching themselves play. So for you, what's the coolest thing about being in the game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, same thing, right? Like, I went over to Luther's Sunday. We played a Mizzou versus Mizzou matchup. And, like, I mean, the whole time, like, I'm just glued to the screen, like, smiling, right? Because, like, I played this game in 2013, 2014, and obviously not since. And finally it comes back, right? And I'm on the game, and I'll take an 88 overall, too. I put up 600 passing yards, 150 on the ground. Sorry, Luther.
A lot of people talk about when the game slows down for a quarterback. When did the game start to slow down for you as a college quarterback?
I mean, I'm going to go back to it, the K-State game.
Was that the game?
It was the game. I mean, that game was definitely personal for me. I prepared like crazy. In 2022, we played at K-State. I tore my right labrum in that game, and we got our butts kicked. So it was a must-win game last year. It was a must-win game. Everybody knew it. I knew it. And there was no other choice. So whenever it went well and whenever it clicked in that game, like, we were like, nothing's going to stop us. We just need to repeat the process week to week, do this again and again and again. And, we just kept growing as a group.
Brady, being around all those guys at Manning camp, did you hear of any offbeat or wild stories about NIL deals?
Here's what I'll say. It was a really mature group of guys. Like, there was no numbers being thrown out. There was no details of deals thrown out. We all did like a group collaborative Canes deal down there, which was really cool. We met the founder, Todd Graves, ate some Canes, took some pictures. That was a lot of fun. But outside of that, we know that that's our business. Kept it private. Nothing crazy. No wild stories.
What do you?
Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.